Hey, whoa, hey guys. I'm sorry, I didn't see you guys there. I got caught up in some of the other stuff I was doing here. Look, I'm back. Chef Mick, cooking for the boys live. Happy Ash Wednesday, everybody. Happy Ash Wednesday. Now, you don't have to celebrate Ash Wednesday. You don't have to celebrate Lent. You don't have to follow any of that stuff to enjoy the meal today. But what you do have to do is get yourself ready, guys. Put on your chef coat, put on your apron, put on whatever towel it is you cover yourself with, whatever it is you're going to use, put it on. Get your hat going. That's right. Let me clear off my workstation here. Now, why don't we go ahead and zoom in right away onto our stove. Okay? On our stove, you're going to already see, guys. On the stove, you're going to see I already have a pot of beans going. Okay? These are the beans. They are not quite ready. They're hot. Okay, but they're also a little bit al dente. Okay, which is great for pasta, but not for your beans. But this is where we want them. Now, if you don't want to go through the trouble, these things have been on for a couple of hours, but very slow. If you don't want to go through the trouble, pop open one of these, guys. Pop open one of these. A can of pinto beans. There's nothing else to it, just a can of beans. Because today, the first thing we're going to work on is ranch-style beans. Okay, I forgot what I was going to tell you guys. Okay, let's go back to my work area, everybody. All right, the first thing we need to work on is ranch-style beans, guys. So let me tell you what we're going to do. Okay, and we're going to stay on the work area. Okay, this is my pan. This is my pan. I'm going to start my cooking in. It's going to be on the stove. I'm going to turn it on right now. You guys don't need to worry about it. You're going to see it in a second. The trouble I have is turning on the right burner. Okay, I think I did it this time. Last time I turned on the wrong burner and I almost didn't get everything cooked. Now we're going to throw some oil. Not a lot of oil. Just enough to cover to coat the bottom of that pan that you just saw me with. Okay, that's all you need to know. Alright, so what are we going to do with the ranch style beans? Well, it's got a few things in it. The main thing it's got is going to be some onion. So, we need to cut this onion, okay? Now, you can see the bottom of the onion, the top of the onion, okay? If you want to get rid of that top part, nothing wrong with that, okay? Cut right through that bottom right there. Just go whap, okay? Let's get this out of the way. Now, we need to peel this off, this yellow skin. Of course, I'm using a yellow onion. That's why there's yellow skin today. All right. A couple of slices in this direction. Like this and like this. Watch your fingers. A sharp knife really comes in handy. And then follow it with a few insertions like this. And then turn it and go 1, 2, 3, and 4. How about all that? Look at all that onion I just chopped, guys. You see that? Goes right into that pan that we just had over here. Okay, the oil is heating up. It's not hot yet, but the oil is heating up. Let's throw some more onion in there. All right, one more. There you go. Also, what else are we going to throw in there, guys? What we always throw in. A little bit of salt. Help bring out that moisture from the onion. There you go. Little bit of salt in there. Trust me. You're going to see it in a minute. All right. So, our ranch style beans are different from beans a la chata. They're different from our other beans in that these beans do not have the jalapeno in it. This is not a spicy bean. This is a very tomato-based, tomato-based soup-like type bean. And that's what we're going to work on today. So, you're saying, all right, so what else are we going to throw in it then? Well, the next thing we want to throw in it are sliced tomatoes. This is what I was working on. You can see it was just one tomato. It was in this case, it was just a Roma tomato. I sliced it up. I only need one. This is what I was working on when you guys caught me by surprise and I didn't know you were there. All right, so we're going to throw this in with the onions, okay? Why don't we go to our stove camera and check this out? I'm drinking water. Remember, guys, last week I wasn't feeling all that great, so I'm feeling much better this time, but my throat's drying out because I haven't done a lot of talking. And when I talk, I tend to talk fast and run out of stuff. There's the onion. Oh, smelling so good. I know you don't like this sound, guys, but I need to do this for my home. I need to turn on the the fan. Then just drop some of this in here. In fact, I'm dropping all of it in here. Okay? Onion and tomato. Just like that. What do we throw on top of the tomato, guys? What do we do? Absolutely, you're right. We throw salt on there. Look at that. Let's bring out some of that moisture from the tomato also. Okay. So, are we done? No, we're not done. We're going to cook this up. Let that onion saute for a couple more minutes. Let the tomato cook a little bit. Let's flip this one over. There you go. All right. Doesn't that look wonderful, guys? I'll tell you what. It smells great already. And remember, guys, we have to use pepper. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know why I keep going to that joke, but eventually I'll get away from it. Maybe next week I'll remember to do something else. Anyway, we got to use our pepper mill. All right. What a great way to go. Let's get back to the work area so we can show you more work. Okay, so that's there. Now, the next thing we're going to do, even though it has tomato, we're going to throw, I would prefer tomato paste, but I went to the store and then I forgot to buy tomato paste. All on me. When you're shopping, you got to remember to follow your shopping list. Try to remember to write everything down, because if you're like me and you try to remember when you get there and you don't have anything written down, you're going to end up doing exactly what I just did, which is forget tomato paste. So this is just basic tomato sauce. Okay? The reason I want paste is because the beans already have a lot of water. So the paste, which comes in really thick, and it's truly just a pureed tomato. That's all it is. It's cooked pureed tomato. Okay? And that's all it really is. But it's thicker than sauce. So I'm going to throw the sauce into the pan you guys just saw me working on. And you can hear that everything changed a little bit. The sound changed a little bit. Now, the last thing we're going to do, and frankly, you may not need it. In fact, I'm not even going to do it, but I'm going to talk to you about it, is right here. Because I decided to use fresh tomato, then I'm going to stay away from the whole peel tomatoes. Okay, but if you want, you open the whole peel tomatoes and you drop them straight into the beans. Let's go back to the stovetop. So what you would do over here where the beans are, and they're still hot and they still got liquid in them, if you wanted to add these, that's fine. You can do it like that and add it in there. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, I'm going to change it up a little bit. All right, so what do we have here? We have peeled tomatoes. We have sliced tomatoes. My bad. We have chopped onion, and we have tomato sauce. All of it working together to get me the perfect mixture of tomato flavor. But a ranch-style bean is not just tomato flavor, guys. Ranch-style beans also come with chili powder. Okay? Chili powder actually makes a big difference in a ranch-style bean. It's not chili powder it's the same chili powder you could use in chili, but it's not meant to heat up the beans. I'm not looking for 5-alarm chili powder stuff, okay? I'm looking for flavorful, excuse me. I started talking too fast again. Flavorful, not flavorful. There's no B in there. So, I'm looking for flavorful chili powder. Oh, that smells delicious. Okay? And my personal favorite, ground cumin. Ground cumin or comino, as it's known in Hispanic languages, is, it's a great tasting spice, and frankly, it should be the national spice of Texas, if you know what I mean, if it's not already. But, alright, here we go. Some cumin. In fact, you can see just from cooking the difference that the color made in adding the two powders. Chili powder, I'm turning this down a little bit, it's a little hot. The chili powder and the ground cumin, or the comino, you can see the color difference we just built up here. And then what do we do with it, guys? What do we do with this beautiful, we add it to the beans. Very simple. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, that is the first step into our wonderful Ash Wednesday meal. Baja fish tacos with all the fixings and ranch style beans. Okay, so now the beans need to cook and absorb all this beautiful stuff that we're putting in it. Now, what could be next, guys? Well, you know how I say, we're supposed to start, and I'm going to turn on the water because I have to go. Where's my work area? Let's get back to my work area. I've got to clean this off because I'm going to use it again right away. So here we go. Now, like I always say, you work with the stuff that's going to take the longest, and then you get to the other stuff later. The fixings will not take a long time. The fixings and the pico de gallo will not take a long time, but the fish and the beans will. All right, so we put a clean pan back over here, and I still have the burner going. So let's talk fish. All right. What kind of fish do we use, guys? Well, we want a very strong fish a fillet that's gonna hold up, first of all. Then we want one that's not gonna have a lot of bones. In fact, if you can buy it boneless, you're even better off. And we want one that isn't really much of a fish flavor as much as it is just a strong piece of meat, basically. So when you get all those three things together, what does it come out to? It comes out to tilapia, my friends. That's right. Now these happen to be boneless, they call them skinless too. Boneless, skinless tilapia fillets. Okay? So that's what we get. Now, what are we going to do with all this stuff? Well, I'm going to tell you. Let's get rid of this and get rid of this. Clean as you go along, less things to worry about later. That's the stuff to hold meat down under. Tilapia fillets here. We have to bread our tilapia first, okay? We have to bread it first. So how do we do that? We put an egg in here, okay? Woo! One-handed, that's right, baby. That's right, I didn't go to school for nothing. I learned how to do things like that. And then later on, I learned how to pick out all the shells that I kept breaking in there while I was at school. All right, and a little bit of milk. If you have heavier cream, a half and half, or cream, heavy cream, then I would recommend using some of that. I don't have it. So, and then right here, we can do this. And then over here, what are we going to put over here, guys? Well, obviously, we're going to drench it. We're going to put our flour here. So, a little bit of flour. Now, I don't know about you, like the great Emeril Lagasse says, this flour is not seasoned. So, if you're going to season it, this is where you're going to season it right now, okay? If you want to throw salt and pepper in here, hey, that's up to you. That's fine, okay? A little bit of salt. Nothing wrong with that. A little more salt. A little bit of pepper. Dun, dun, the Texas size pepper mill. Perfect. Now, here's also where you can start owning this fish. Calling it yours, your own recipes. You can change all kinds of things up. Okay? A lot of people will put this on there. Parmesan. Okay? So, you can put Parmesan in there. I'm not going to. But believe me, if you wanted to change this up, make it more of an Italian type dish instead of the Baja dish that I'm making, Baja Mexico dish that I'm making, then that's what you can do. All right. Now, you can see these fillets are individually wrapped. So I need to put oil to start cooking, to start heating up over here. So that's what I'm doing right now. So don't worry about it. Now I did put more than just enough to cover the bottom. I actually put enough, like 1/4 of an inch, because these things are so thin. These things are so thin. You don't want to put so much that it's going to just, sink in there. We're not deep frying these things, but you don't want to put so little that it's going to absorb all the oil, and you have to keep adding and adding and waiting for the oil to get heated through. So you want to put, like I said, 1/4 of an inch to, covering the bottom of the thing, the bottom of your pan. All right, so here we go. These are individually wrapped. Put it in here. Let it go, and then we'll move it over to here. Over here, we're supposed to use our dry hand. Okay, and then we go over here. My dry hand never stays dry, but hey, if you're good at it, I'm happy for you. Okay, trouble is I have to keep doing this to cut them open. So if you would cut them open before you did this, you wouldn't worry about it. I'm only going to do a couple. I'm going to finish the rest. I'm going to do after our show is over. I do have 2 other people that I'm feeding, and there's no way I've got to do the whole thing. There's no way I'm going to feed them on just a couple. I need to do all of them. I just don't want to take your time to show you to do exactly the same thing, 10 different times here. So we're going to do the exact same thing only 3 times. And there we go. One more time, guys. We'll finish, like I said, I'll finish the rest afterwards. This is all we're doing right here. Now, remember, salt and pepper in here, milk and egg over here, and very simple. Now, if you've gone to my website, www.ricklucio.com, if you've gone to my YouTube channel, Chef Mick, you will actually have, you can actually go back and search my YouTube channel and see that I've done fish tacos before. I made them a little differently. I did a very light batter, and I like them with a very light batter. My wife likes them with a deeper batter. She actually likes more of a tempura batter, but I like to do it the light batter, so I'm compromising for her today. We are compromising, and we're going sort of like an in-between type batter. Alright, now let's go to the stove. Let's go to my stove. Here we are. Alright guys, so here we still have the beans going. Oh, smelling good, looking good. That's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fantastic, and you can ask my producer director, Duran, after the show. You guys can hit him up. I think it's Duran is Cool on Twitter. Is it Duran is Cool? It's Duran is Cool, and he is cool. And you guys can ask him, was it really good, Duran? Is he just lying to us? Believe me, he'll tell you the truth, first of all. Second of all, it's going to be good. All right, so do we have it going yet? It could use maybe a couple more seconds to heat up. Let me turn it up a little higher. What I didn't want to do is turn it up too high. All right, so while I'm waiting for the oil, we're going to keep moving right along here, guys. While I'm waiting for that oil, let's go to the next part of our project. There's 2 more things we have to do. One of them is our pico de gallo. The other one is going to be all the toppings. Oh, I'm sorry, and then we still have to do the tortillas. Okay, so let's go ahead and put our fish in the oil. All right, you can see it could have been a little hotter, but it's going to be fine. Okay, we're going to leave it like this. We're going to cook it like that. All right, let's go to the work area again. And here we are. All right, so one of the other things we have left to do is the pico de gallo. In this case, and you know what? I know what you're saying. You opened fish on your cutting board. Please, 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 Rick, wash it off and let's not get into that cross-contamination going. And you guys are absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Don't try to be a hero here. Okay? There you are. It's the same thing with my knife. Okay, so anyway, our pico de gallo this time is going to consist of what I like to call my mango one. All right? It's going to have chopped tomato. Okay, so how do we chop tomato? Okay, you see the top of it, you see the bottom of it. Okay, just like this, we're going to cut right through the center. Just like this, just like we did with the onion, you want to give it a couple of extra slices this direction. Be very careful, make sure you have a sharp knife. Then you want to do it like this. And then you want to go like this. And guess what you just did, guys? You just chopped an entire half of a tomato into very uniform pieces, and it looks very good. Excellent job. Let's do it one more time. Here we go. A slice this way, another slice this way, a couple of slices this way, and very uniform pieces of tomato. All right. Of course, if you happen for some reason to have a, one of these square things, one of these tomato press things that have the square wire, and you can push all the tomatoes you want through there, congratulations. I do not have one, so we're doing it this way. Now, don't be afraid. We got the tomato there. Don't be afraid to drop just a little bit of salt on there. And why are we doing that? Because we want to already draw out more liquid than that. Okay? Now, I'm going to make a bigger one. I'm going to, like I said, after I'm done here, I'm not really done here. When I'm done here on the show with you guys, then I'm going to start the actual cooking enough for everybody else. Here's back to the onion. I've still got to cook more of this. I've got to make more of this. This will not be enough. Believe me, this will not be enough. I've got to make more of the fish because that won't be enough. But this is enough to start you off with, guys. Here we go. Jalapeno. Okay, if you're not used to jalapeno, wear some kind of gloves so you don't get it all over yourself. I still get it in my eyes after I work with it, but I'm a little more used to it, so my eyes don't water quite as much anymore. I only cry for like half an hour as opposed to 2 or 3 hours. So, alright. If you want to leave the seeds in and you think it's going to make it hotter, go for it. Okay, like this, like this, like this, and like this. Very simple. Then chop it up. Whatever size you want. You can go smaller, you can go larger. It's alright with me. That's alright, Mama. That's alright with me. That's alright, Mama. Any way you want to be, well, that's alright. You guys thought I didn't know Elvis, too. I don't really know who sings the song. I thought it was Elvis, but anyway. There's jalapeno. Let's go to the stove, my friends. Let's go to the stove. Let's go to the stove. Alright, check this out. It's fried on one side. Time to turn it over. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful, guys? Yes, it is. Well, believe me when I say, yes, it is. Because it is. Alright. There you go. Now, back to the work area. Let's go back to the work area. What did we do over here? We got rid of those jalapenos. Now, what's left, my friends? What is left? Well, the ingredient I really like in this, the ingredient I really like, which really brings a little sweetness to it, is a mango. Okay? Mangoes are oddly shaped, almost football-like, and they have a very large stone in the middle of them. So you have to be real careful when you're cutting these things. But if you look at the top, this is the top of it. You know that the stone runs like this, straight down. You cannot cut this way through a mango. You cut this way through it. You come to one end and you cut down. You're going to hit the little bit of the stone, you can go around it. The inside of this mango is a mess. I hope the other one looks better. Okay? This mango doesn't look pretty, but this was what was available. Well, let's see this one, guys. Okay, same thing. You see the top of it right here? Okay? You see the top right there. You want to cut just off center on both sides. You don't want to cut this way because that stone is right in the center right there. So here we go. Well, let's take off the marker. If I were these people, I wouldn't have put my name on these mangoes. They're horrendous. Alright. Oh, that's a much better looking mango. Look at that one. Alright, I'm glad this one looks good. Okay, so there's a stone in this part of it. Okay, that doesn't mean there's not usable amounts of it. Okay? But what it does mean is, for the most part, we're not going to use it. So we're going to take it and we're going to squeeze any kind of juice we have out of it. This one does not have any juice. Maybe this one does. You see? This one has all the juice. But because it was already going bad on me, so it obviously has a lot of juice in it. There you go. That's fine though. That's fine right here. Here we go. A little bit of mango juice in there. La-di-da-di-da. Beautiful look. Now, okay, so we have skin on this side. We have pulp mango on this side. Here's what you do, guys. It's a lot like an avocado. Okay, you push your knife not all the way through, so don't cut your hands. Okay, score it a couple of times on this side. Let's turn it. Score it a couple of times on this side. In fact, I'm going to score it 3-4 times on this side. Alright, now, it's still there, but watch this. Ready? 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 Ta-da! A mango porcupine. Alright. Okay, now, if you're decorating and whatever, you can leave it like that as a decoration if you're doing some kind of theme. But other than that, just take your knife and cut off all this cool stuff right here, guys. Cut off all the useful stuff that you can see. Leave the skin alone. And there we go. Okay. Our mango porcupine now just becomes a bunch of mango in our salsa. All right. Did you guys catch that? All right. Well, guess what? We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again right now. Hold on. I need to flip my fish again. Okay. Some of my fish needs to get flipped again. Ah, there you go. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Let's get back to the mango. Okay. So what did we say we're going to do? Score. 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 I'll do 4 on this side. How many should I do on this? Oh, look. I'll do 5 on this side. I'll make them tiny, tiny. The bigger space in between the scores, the bigger pieces of mango you're going to get. The smaller, of course, the smaller you're going to get. There you go. Ready? Ready? Mango porcupine. Oh, there you go. Like I said, it's a great decoration, but it's also the easiest thing to do to get these things off of there. Just like that. Okay? Oh, look at that. Now, one of those caught a little piece. Excuse me, I'm sorry if I offend anybody. A little piece of skin. That was a unintended, and I'm sorry. Okay, so, wow. So, there you go. Mango porcupine becomes mango chunks in our mango salsa. All right. All right, so what else are we going to do with this, guys? Well, frankly, you want to toss just a little bit more salt in there. You want to toss a little bit of pepper, but not too much. We're not trying to overpower what the mango already did for us. Okay? That's beautiful the way it is. If you need to, or if you prefer, you can also drop a drop or 2 of lime juice in there. Nothing wrong with that. All right, look at that. Beautiful. That, my friends, is our beautiful mango salsa. That's going to go great on these fish tacos. Okay, let's go back to the stove, guys. Let's go back to the stove. Now, we're here. Look at the fish. Look at this thing. Okay, beautifully breaded on both sides. Beautifully cut all the way through. I need to let it cool off a little bit. In this case, I'm going to drop it on here so it's on the paper towel so it can absorb some of that grease. And I'm going to put it to the side for a little while. In this case, I'm putting it in the oven. The oven is not on. I'm just trying to clear my space here. So it's in the oven, but look how beautiful that is. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, now, so we've got beans. We've got the mango relish, or the mango pico de gallo, or the mango salsa, or however you want to call it. It's technically a relish, so calling it a mango relish is not a bad thing. It's also technically pico de gallo, so calling it mango pico de gallo is not a bad thing. It's up to you. It's what you prefer. Now, what else do we have, guys? Well, I need to turn the oil off. I don't want this oil burning, but I am going to come back and use it. I've got to come back and use it again. So, next is getting the fixings ready. All right, let's get the fixings ready. Well, one of the first things we're going to use is cheese. So I bought shredded cheese. I'm sorry, let's go to our work area. That's my fault. I need to go to the work area, please. Thank you. Poor Duran. I'm trying to let him read my mind instead of actually telling him what to do. And that, my friends, is not the best thing to do. It really is not. Okay, we're going to use cheese. This is just shredded cheese. Yummy. Not a problem. That's there. The big item in fish tacos, in Baja fish tacos, okay, the big item is cabbage. We do not use lettuce. So, you have children at home. Okay, younger children, teenage children, however you want to call them. You have children who don't like cabbage. They only want to eat lettuce with their stuff. I understand. If you need to use lettuce for it, that's fine. If you don't, this is what they use. They use cabbage. Baja tacos are, maybe in the U.S. you're going to find them in restaurants, but in Baja, in Mexico, where these are created, this is street food. These are handheld tacos. These are street food. And They're not going to have lettuce there. They grow a lot of cabbage, and cabbage is the easiest thing for them to use. So it's very simple, guys. Take the green cabbage. I cut one in half, and then I just started going down the side like this, as thin as you can. Again, guys, get a sharp knife, please, or sharpen your knife, please. Let's not cut off any fingers. Very simple stuff. Then it's shredded like this. Very easy. You see how these are being held down here at the end? Okay, you don't like that? Get rid of it. Simple. All right. Here's a good time to throw a little bit of salt on the cabbage. And even, it's not necessary, but you sort of make it like a small slaw by throwing some lime juice on here. See, here's another part that was hold on too tight. Okay, so I got rid of that. Throw a little bit of lime juice. You just threw some salt, and let's throw some pepper, and your cabbage is ready. That's going to be perfect for our tacos. Okay? What else do we put on the taco? Well, here's where things can get really different. Here's where things get really different for all of us. Okay? If you don't have it available to you, don't worry about it. But if you do, I would prefer you use a Mexican cream. This is a sour cream, but it's a Mexican sour cream, and it is a little thicker, a little bit thicker than the American counterpart. Okay, so you use a little Mexican sour cream right here. I like the flavor, and I do like that it's thicker than the American one. And what do we do with that? You have sour cream, but add just a couple of drops of lime juice, and just stir it up like that. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Now, if you don't have that, there's nothing wrong with using the American version of sour cream. There's nothing wrong with using the American version. It's a little lighter. It's like whipped a little bit more. It's lighter than the other one. It's not as thick. It starts to go soft a lot faster. So you have to be careful with it. But same thing. Drop a little lime juice in there. Mix it up. All right, look at this. Now, these play an important part in the taco process. They really do. So, what's the next thing we put on there? The next thing we put on there, well, I already showed you cheese. The trouble is the cheese I showed you was just a basic cheddar jack, mix that I got at the store. If you wanted to make it Baja style, you're gonna get, this is queso fresco. It's a whole milk cheese from Mexico, the way Mexican made. It's very soft. It crumbles more than cutting it. It's easier to crumble it, which makes it ideal for what we're using it for. So watch this. Okay, you can see it's round, so I can break off a piece right here, and then you can see how crumbly it really is. I don't know if crumbly is a good word, but it sounds like a good word. So, and then you just crumble it up into your thing here, and then you'll be able to crumble it up directly onto the tacos like this. Makes for a beautiful, and I do mean a beautiful tasting taco. Okay, so if you don't like the Mexican cheese, or if your kids don't like it, don't worry about it. You can use the cheddar jack over there. That's what it's there for too. Now I'm giving you a couple of different options. Let me give you another option on the fish, guys. Especially if while I'm cleaning up, especially if your children are not big fish eaters, and they're going to look at you frying the fish, they're going to smell the fish frying, which to me is a great smell. But kids are very picky sometimes, and I don't blame them. Kids are picky. So here's what you do for them. You buy fish sticks. That's right, fish sticks. I said it. Okay? Fish sticks, fish patties, whichever ones they happen to like. It's the stuff kids really like. You're gonna treat it the same way you do this. You're gonna bake it in the oven, because that's what fish sticks do. And then you're gonna cut it up, and you're gonna make a taco out of it. And they're gonna love fish stick tacos, and then you're gonna slowly bring them into our world. And they're going to love this kind of taco. All right, one more part, guys. One more part. Tortillas. They are made with corn tortillas. If you can go get fresh corn tortillas, first of all, I'm jealous of you. Second of all, that's what you better go do. Okay, because fresh tortillas are the best thing to use here. If you cannot get fresh tortillas, and you're gonna buy these corn tortillas, whether they're white or yellow, doesn't matter. I use yellow, but it doesn't matter. Let's go to the stove. What we need to do is, we don't make taco shells. We don't make taco shells, we make soft corn tortillas. So we turn on the front burner. We're gonna let this get hot. Okay? Over here, what did we have over here, guys? Our beautiful, and I do mean our beautiful and tasty ranch style beans. And as soon as I show you how to make these tortillas, we're gonna plate this whole thing. You guys are gonna go nuts. You're gonna call me the greatest chef you've ever met, or never met if you've never met me, but believe me, you're gonna go nuts for this. And then I'm gonna finish cooking for the rest of the family. All right, so you can see that I forgot to clean the burner, so it's smoking, but that's all right. So spray the bottom with this. Simple. Spray it with cooking spray. We're making soft tortillas. We're not making taco shells. Okay? Drop 2 tortillas on there. Spray the top of it. See how easy that was, guys? Now we're gonna let it heat up on both sides and get nice and soft. That's all. We're gonna let it heat up on both sides. I've turned off the beans. This is the only thing going on right now. Then we're gonna put it all together, my friends. And when I mean all together, I do mean all together, and you are gonna be, did I already say astounded? Maybe not, but still, you guys are gonna love this. All right, we still gotta make these tortillas softer. I think I've covered everything else. We're making tortillas. We've got our beautiful mango salsa ready to put everything on together. We've got our cheese. We've got our stuff. Let me ask my director. Is that all, Duran? All right. You see how quick he was? That is a guy on top of it, guys. Remember, Duran is cool. Duran is cool at Twitter. You should follow him. All right. Also, I have the recipes up on the recipe page at ricklucio.com. The recipe page. I have the recipe for what we just made right here is already up there. Hopefully this video records and we'll have that out there also. Also, what else was I going to tell you? Oh, go to YouTube. I have my YouTube channel, Chef Mick. You'll see a bunch of my stuff over there, and I think you'll be very impressed with all my food. We do have a lot of hits from other countries on our webpage, and it's just so exciting to see. It's so exciting to see all that. And of course, at ricklucio.com, you can see that you can pin my board to Pinterest. You can follow me on Tumblr. You can see a bunch of food photos, all kinds of things. We're just getting ourselves very socially active out there, and trying to get you guys to follow us and tell your friends to follow us. All right, you can see what I'm doing right here. I'm going to turn this off because there's no need to have it on anymore. But this is now a very soft, very flexible taco. Okay, so you see both of them. A very soft, very flexible tortilla. Let's go to my work area. All right, so now this is what these tortillas are kind of on the big side, but that's okay. You put one down, you layer the other one almost halfway over it. This is how it's going to go. This is one taco. In fact, you know what? Let me not turn this off yet because I'm going to make another one while you guys are waiting. While I'm putting this one together, I'm going to show you another one real quick. Okay, but 2 tortillas equals 1 taco, my friends. Also on my website. You thought I forgot all about it. Also on my website, guys, you can actually go and find a link there for my children's book. And that's out for sale. There might even have some discounts while you're there shopping for it. All right, let's put this stuff together, my friends. Let's put it together while the other tortillas are. Here's our soft tortillas, one on top of the other. This is the Mexican cream. This is the Mexican cream with the lime. Okay, you put it on here. It doesn't have to be so thick, but if you like it that much, like I do, this cream is actually going to hold our fish in there. Okay, now watch this. This is going to be a little bit messy on my cutting board. I may have to clean it up again. That's okay. This is our fish, my friends. This is our fish, and this is why you should bread it the way it is, so it can stay together after you cut it. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Put 2 pieces. Let's put another piece. One fish should be enough. One fish should be enough for the 2 tacos that we're making. Okay, let me turn these tortillas while you guys are oohing and awing over my fish. Ooh, ah. Now comes the rest of the stuff. I myself like to put the the mango relish. Like to put this closer to the fish. Okay, if you put it on top of the cabbage, it tends to fall out of the tortillas. I like to put it closer, just like that. Okay, now's a good time for the cheese. I like the Mexican cheese. Okay, crumble it on top, just like that. Beautiful looking stuff. Beautiful looking stuff. You can use more. It's alright. Don't be afraid to eat the cheese, because it's very good cheese. And then let's top it off with our cabbage. Alright. That's 1 taco. That's 1 fish taco. Okay? Now, if that's enough for 1 person in your family, good for you. Good for you. If it's not, let's just do it all again. Okay, let's fold this over. These 2 should go like this. Now, let's do the American one. This is the American sour cream. Okay, like I said, you can see the difference already. It's melting a little quicker. It's falling apart a little quicker than the Mexican one. The Mexican one's a little thicker, which is why I like it so much. But there's that. Let's put some the fish in there. Let's put this fish. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Fish goes in there beautifully. Okay, let's go ahead and throw some more salsa. I love the salsa. Da, 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 da. I'm gonna have to go light on this, because if I don't, nobody else is gonna get any, because one of my mangoes was bad. Let's say the cheddar and jack mix. Nothing wrong with that. If you wanted to go with lettuce, that's up to you. I do not have any, and I refuse to. And a little bit of cabbage shreds. All right, guys, that is 2. That is 2 fish tacos. Now, but this is not the only thing we made today. Although we did make a lot of stuff just to get to where we are right now. It's not the only thing we made today. The other thing we made today was a beautiful rendition, a beautiful homemade rendition of ranch style beans. If you guys are used to buying ranch style beans in the can, I promise you, you will never do that again. You will never do it again. You're going to be saying, this is how ranch style beans need to go. This, my friends, Baja fish tacos, homemade ranch style beans. This is cooking for the boys. How about going to camera 1? Alright, guys, this is cooking for the boys. I am Chef Mick. Duran helping me out, doing the producing, the directing, flipping cameras, doing all that good stuff for me. Never cooperates. Never cooperates. Thank you to him. Revolution Studios. If you know how to cook, you can marry for looks. Let's take one more look at that food, Duran. One more look at my workstation. And, guys, thank you all for joining me. Peace and love. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.